All right, my name is Anita Chege. I'm the General Manager Innovation for HF Group, and I basically take care of innovation for all our subsidiaries, including the bank, the property arm, as well as our bank assurance arm. So my educational background, I went to Jomo Kenyatta University of Agriculture and Technology, where I did information technology. And from there, I was able to go into software development. I'm actually a techie by training, so I did a lot of coding in my initial years of work, and I've grown from that point to now where I am at right now. So as a general manager in charge of innovation, what we do then is to really build products and services for our customers that speak to their needs and also their motivations. And here we're looking at all our customer segments. So both from an individual perspective to small and large businesses that we cater for. So understanding their needs and building services and products that speak to that means then there's a lot of collaboration across different functions. So on a daily basis, then we engage teams from technology, from credit, then to build to those specific customer needs. So that's my daily job. And I really enjoy it because I'm very passionate about basically speaking to the customer needs. One of the key products that I came up with in my career, and just specifically to for the bank, is we were the first to launch WhatsApp banking. And this was back in 2019, sorry. And the reason why I picked that specific offering is because we were the first bank to do it. And basically it allowed customers to bank within WhatsApp. You know, all of us have become so accustomed to conversations on WhatsApp. So then we created then a proposition that allows you to stay within that particular application to do all your banking. So that's one of the key products that comes to mind. The innovation space and the digital space is very new in the country, and also just in terms of adoption within the organization. So the impact then I create for even my fellow colleagues is to really sensitize and demystify what innovation is. A lot of people attribute innovation to technology, but technology is really an enabler. So how then do I demystify this to my colleagues? So we have, I came up with a training program for my colleagues where we go through the basics of how you go through innovation. I was talking about innovation being focused on the customer. So how you are able to derive the needs and motivations of our customers, there's a whole methodology that guides that. So a lot of then impact that I make in the organization is really to tell anyone, whether you sit in a branch in Naivasha or Kisumu or just, you know, whatever it is that you do for the organization, there's an opportunity for you to solve a problem for a customer. So if I can just take a step back in terms of my career. So after I graduated from JKUAT, I went into consulting. So I was doing a lot of core technology. I'm a developer actually. So I worked for a consulting company where we were implementing banking systems. And I did that for almost 10 years. So through that specific job, I was really able to harness my project and product management skills that then enabled me to join the bank. So when I joined the bank, coming from consulting, because consulting is very narrow in terms of what you do, in terms of experience. So coming to the bank, I was able to really hone my skills from consulting, and then I was able to really scale in terms of the different opportunities that presented themselves within the organization. And one of the things that I believe that has helped me to grow to where I am right now as an executive is really the opportunities that the organization has presented for me, and for me availing myself for those opportunities. So whenever there was a role that was advertised within the organization, I raised my hand, and I was fortunate enough to get into those roles and apply myself. So I did that until 2021. I left the organization to go to a microfinance called Leseho. It's in Botswana. So I was leading products, digital, and marketing. And I did that for about a year and a half. Then I was called back to HF, to the current position. So I think the opportunities that presented themselves for me were very important, and me raising my hand to say that I actually can do it. So I think the biggest impact, especially around technology, there are very few women who are in tech. Just going back to school, in our class we were very few women, and also just getting into the career, because the beginning of my career was core tech. So I guess that has had a big impact just by the fact that not many women are in technology. Yes, there are challenges. One of the things about human beings, we don't like change. And my work really means a lot of change in how people do their everyday work, how people look at issues in terms of solving. So there's always a lot of, what's the word? There's always a lot of resistance to the change. But one of the things that I've come to learn is once you work with people, right from when you're creating a particular product or service, then the change becomes much easier. That's how I've managed to solve for that whole issue around change. Yeah. And then also, being a woman in technology, the tables I've sat in have always been full of men. Yeah. And some men always think that you're not good enough for certain roles. But then how you overcome such kind of perceptions is just to do your best and excel at what you do, which is what I've learned to do over the years. I have a group of female friends in the industry who we challenge each other on a daily basis. Yeah, we have sessions where we just talk about work issues, personal issues, and I believe such a circle has really helped me to hone all my skills, which is something women do much better than men. Yeah. From an international perspective, I look up to the former CEO of Pepsi. I love her story and how she's managed to overcome all the challenges as a woman, and how she's managed to to balance both her family and also her career to scale to where she has gotten to. One of the things about human beings is human beings want to be heard and to feel that they've been heard. So in terms of from a character perspective, it's important then to form relationships. And one of the things that I am blessed with is the ability to form those relationships at different levels, whether it's in the boardroom to the lowest point in terms of the organization. I'm able to form those relationships. And these are some of the traits then that I train my direct reports, so that you're able to be empathetic to everyone, so that when now you try to drive change, it becomes much, much more easier, because all of people feel that they have been heard, they've been felt, and therefore that makes change much, much easier. Yeah. And I also have had very good leaders, leaders who have believed in me, even when, you're questioning yourself. So I've been very fortunate to have good leaders in the past and up to now. I have a very supportive boss, I must say. Yeah. So I'm a mother of two. I have two children, Natalia and Liam. So I spend a lot of time with them over the weekend, having lunches, going around different places. But I also hike with some friends, and I also love animals. I'm a dog mom to one, Chelsea. She's a Japanese Spitz. She's 7 years old. So because of having a dog and for my children as well, I also volunteer at KSPCA. At least I try to do that twice a month, where I just go and volunteer my morning hours, being with the dogs, cleaning up and all that. Yeah, so and I also love to travel. Yeah, yeah. But one of the things that I believe in is wherever you are, you can start from there. Personally, I grew up in Eastlands, so I've lived in Buruburu, I've lived in Kariobangi South, I grew up in Buruburu, I went to school in Buruburu. So coming from that background, it actually shows you can start from anywhere. Because the opportunities that then I got in terms of going to school, I'm very fortunate that my parents were able to take us to school, even if they struggled, and just showing up where you are. You have to show up where you are. And one of the things that I also believe is that God actually sees the work of your hands. Even if people don't notice what you're doing, the hours you're putting in terms of whatever role you're in, they actually count for something. And in retrospect, when I look back at my career, when I was starting off, we'd go for projects. I'll be away from my family for 3 months. I'd work very long hours. But in retrospect, those hours actually count to the person I've become and I continue to become. Yeah. From a career perspective, I have really settled into my role now. I believe there's a lot of change that I can be part of within this organization, so I intend to be here for a bit of time. But I really see myself just continuing to grow in the C-suite. Probably very soon you'll interview me as a CEO of some banks somewhere, God willing. Yeah, and also on a personal level to really grow in terms of the different things that I do for myself, and to consistently do that. Because there has to be a balance between the professional Anita and the other Anita who goes home every day. So that balance, I intend to continue working towards that. Yeah, yeah.